start at happier times. You've finally gotten on to Survivor. Your first couple days were a lot. You had to
A
do the
lot.
sweat challenge. You fell off a rock cliff. You had to go to tribal. Talk me through your emotional mental state those first couple days.
Well, I mean, the new era of Survivor, being that it's condensed, being that it's in three tribes, we knew that it was going to be fast and furious. But we didn't know is like how crazy it actually was going to be. But it gave me, it's like you jump in the pool of really cold water. The best thing to do is just jump in head first and get it down, shock your body, and that's really what I equated it to, is like shock my body, get used to this, settle in to what is happening around me, and then try to react. And so it really was, how do I navigate where I'm at right now? How do I get to where the numbers I need to have? And so it was a wake up call. It was a wake up call. And I think I responded well to it.
At this first tribal, you ended up playing your shot in the dark, seemingly to hide your vote. But that's also taking away something you might have needed down the road when you were actually in danger. Talk me through that strategy.
So the shot in the dark provides you a very, very loose safety net of like 16.6667% chance. And, as a fan of the game, we've seen 41, 42, and 40, we didn't see 43, but it never had been effective. It never worked. So we're on the boat to tribal council, and I know where all the votes are presumably going to go. And so my vote's very pivotal. If I vote with Maddie and Kane, who I want to flush the idol, I want this to happen, Brandon's never going to trust me. If I vote with Brandon and vote on Maddie, then Kane's not going to trust me. And Kane's going to be on the outs. He's going to need some people. So I'm like, I need to pick up Kane. Jamie's already on the outs. I'm trying to pick her up. If I vote for Lauren, then I force a 1-1 vote for Lauren and Maddie. And then Brandon is going to act all cagey. So I come up with the idea, if I play my shot in the dark because of my injury and play like I'm, then I don't have to vote, and I can immediately let the plan go happen, flush the item, which is what I want, pick up Brandon, or keep Brandon as an ally, pick up Kane, pick up Jamie, and the tension around tribe is very low. And so had I voted, it would have sent off an alarm on somebody else, and I wouldn't have been able to play the game in the way that I wanted to and subvertly getting those numbers on my side.
Who were you actually aligned with? Did you have a number one?
So I was loosely aligned with Brandon, and then I was closely aligned with Kane as far as like right after the first rat to tribal. What was happening was that Jamie and I had so much in common personally, but from a strategic standpoint, like I tried to talk strategy with her and it just was not happening. So originally I wanted Lauren to find my fake community idol because I wanted to put a target on her back. But Lauren and I weren't talking. I couldn't get her to go on walks. I couldn't lead her to where I needed her to be. And this worm situation was like coming up and coming up and coming up. So Lauren says to Jamie, if you eat this worm today, I'll eat a worm tomorrow. And Kane says, I'll do it as well. So I'm saying, oh, we're going to go look for worms tomorrow? This is perfect. So that's when I got the idea to plant my hidden immunity idol at the well for Jamie to find. Because although, again, we were really tight personally, we weren't aligned in a game. And so what happens when two people find a idol in front of each other? They say, this is so awesome. This is for us. This is for us. And that immediately bonded Jamie to me and brought her in as my number and secured her in a way that I couldn't do strategically that quickly any other way. So that gave me the three numbers that I need, myself, Kane, and Jamie. So should we go back into tribal council again, Lauren and Brandon are in trouble.
And we do see you share some of this information with Carson when he joins. Did you share the Jamie idol with anybody else?
No, I did not. And so Carson was, I put in, literally days to get Jamie to that idol. It was a lot of planning. It looks like it happened very quickly, but it took me a long time to put everything together, to act in a way that nobody saw what I was doing. And so when Carson got there, I was like, no, all my hard work. So I immediately am back in that position where I have to have that third should he go to tribal council. So everybody is watching Carson's interaction. So I have to get to him. So we're just walking through the forest, and I said, Carson, James got the idol. I was like, don't talk to me now. Come find me later. And we just keep walking. But I gave him that little nibble, and that's what brought him back in. And so then he sought me out to have those conversations. And so it was a very strategic move by both myself and Kane to try and get him. I was going to hit him with knowledge and tell him that Lauren and Brandon are being honest about what's happening at Tribe. And Kane's going to go hit him on the social side, the nerd side, and so that we can bring him in 2 different ways. So it was a very strategic move for Kane and I to try and bring in Carson.
You had a great moment with Jeff after you won with the snake maze puzzle. You talk about building one in your backyard. I thought it was a beautiful television moment, but it also really worried me that you told everybody, not just your tribe, but everybody. Did you ever become concerned that maybe that could be a target for you?
I immediately was like, I shouldn't have said that. But I was so caught up in the moment that I was okay with it. And then I started to think about it. I'm like, Survivor is a game where there's nowhere to hide. So why hide? You know, every single one of these people standing up here is a lethal threat. And I know it. They all know it. They're going to try and lower their threat level. And I was here to say, you know what? I'm here. I want you to know that I'm here. And I want you to watch out for me. And that's the way that I wanted to play. And Survivor is a game where you can't hide. So why hide?
Speaking of your idol, were you able to pass it off before you left?
I asked if I could go say goodbye to my tribe, and I was not able to do that. So had I been able to, I definitely would have passed off my idol. If I could have done it on the down low, it would have made it into Kane's pocket. If I had to do it publicly, I would have given it to either Carson or Lauren to put a target on their back.
Talk to me through this decision to leave. It sounds like you did it right there with medical.
Yes. So we had a full medical examination, and the doctor Will had confirmed that I had dislocated my shoulder twice, and then that challenge, I dislocated it and it further injured myself. And so the conversation was, these are the things that could be wrong with you, but we can't determine that without an X-ray, an MRI, a CAT scan. And so your injuries are so bad that I will pull you from the game, is the conversation he had with me. So knowing that and knowing how much pain I was in, I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to do the right thing for me. I want to be in control of my own journey. And so I'm going to pull myself from the game. I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to seek medical attention.
How is your shoulder now? What has happened since?
Sure. It's much better now. I had surgery in November. And so the laundry list of things that were wrong, I fractured my humerus, and a piece about the size of a dime broke off, and that had to be removed. My bone had to be remodeled. I fractured my scapula, that had to be reattached. I tore my rotator cuff. I tore my labrum, which is the lining of your shoulder. I shifted the cartilage within my joint down, and my subscapularis muscle had to be reattached. So basically, quite a few major operations into one surgery, massive amounts of PT. I've been with Ohio State's sports medical group, and they have been fantastic, and they've been treating me as a college athlete, and with the goal of getting me back to survivor fighting status. And I'm happy to say that they've got me back to where I am. I'm months ahead of where I should be as far as PT goes, and I am back in the gym doing full body workouts, full weights, and preparing back to my survivor workouts. I'm waiting for that second chance call.
Yes. All right. Well, if you do get the call to play again, what lesson did you learn that might change your game?
I probably won't climb anything. I think that'll be probably first. But the thing is that, now, everybody has seen what I am capable of. And that is, I'm capable of a lot. And I'm also a very creative player. I've obviously shown that I know how to play this game. And I've shown that I can play this way in a game in a way that other people aren't doing. So that makes my threat level tremendously high. So should I go back, I cannot use these same tricks. I've got to come up with a whole new bag of tricks to come to that island with. And so that's going to require a totally different gameplay from me. And that's exciting. It's scary to think like, oh, I got to do something totally different. But I like that. I'm excited about that. Like, what am I going to come up with next? And, my plan with going out there was to never have a plan. I think the people that go out there, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. That doesn't work. You have to react to the situation you're in. You have to be adaptable. You have to be fluid. You have to kind of like flow through things. And that's what I'll have to do next time. But I'll just have to level up many, many times and bring a whole new level to the game.
If you could sum up your experience in one word, what would it be?
Everything. It was everything. I mean, it was everything to me. I mean, this is a goal of so many people. This was something that, I've been actively trying to do for years. I was originally cast on season 41, and then COVID hit. I was recast. I had all this extra time during quarantine to really focus on my abilities and, and see this through. And it meant everything. It meant everything. So I'm glad I gave it my all. I'm glad that even with my injury, I pushed. I said, I'm not going to let this define me, and I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm still going to try and find a way through it. So, I mean, it was everything. It was everything.
Well, it was so fun to watch you on the show. I'm sorry that you went out this way. It's so tough to see a dream go out when you were doing something fun.
Yes.
Right? You were thriving out there.
I really was thriving. So hopefully I'll get the chance to thrive again. The outpouring of support from the survivor community has been unreal. Just people telling me that I'm a legend. I mean, like that, it just to hear that, like you're a survivor legend. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's such a great group of people, and everyone says that survivor is a family, and I can tell you 1000% it is like joining a family, and just with open arms. Everyone's been amazing.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.